next we have John. He's separated from his wife currently. He's talked to another woman, and it says that they're currently in a broken marriage. John, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, okay, great. So,
What can we do for you today, John?
What happened is, I'm looking for a little guidance.
Okay.
My wife left me 6 months ago.
I'm sorry.
About 3 months after she left, she became in an emotional affair with a man. Now, she says it never became physical, but I found him sending her inappropriate photos of himself.
No.
Well, after that, I was very hurt and wounded, and I began talking to an old friend who my wife happens to hate. Well, things started getting better between my wife and I, and then she checked our phone records and found out that I was talking to this person, and she became irate, and this was the last betrayal. I can't take this anymore. I hate you, and we're done. Now, we've been together for 14 years, married for 6, and we have a 9-year-old son together.
Okay. So what's the
I'm
specific
just kind of at a
question
loss.
here? What's the specific question you're asking, John?
Is there any betrayal that's too big to overcome?
No. If you ask it like that, no, there's not. We've seen people overcome everything you can possibly imagine. Now, it's kind of interesting that you mentioned this, but we see it where that, okay, she first was emotionally involved with somebody else, but then when she found out that you were connected to somebody that she didn't like, she was the one that blew the gasket and got really mad at you. While that to many people out there who are listening and viewing would say, wow, that's just not fair. It happens a lot. It happens a whole lot. And John, understand that you're probably dealing with a whole lot more emotions here than her dislike for this other person. I mean, I don't know your wife, therefore I can't tell you things about her because I don't know. If I were going to take educated guesses, it would be you may be dealing with some guilt over what she felt for the other guy. You may be dealing with some jealousy over, my goodness, I never thought that you would talk to anybody else but me. It may be some great, strong dislike to this other person for whatever reason. I mean, for all I know, they were rivals at some point or whatever. But you're probably not dealing with a simple thing here. I mean, there's probably, in all likelihood, a lot of different emotions in this mixture. But that still doesn't make it impossible. It might make it a little bit more difficult, but it certainly doesn't make it impossible. Are you and she having any communication with each other now at all?
Currently, no. Now, since she left, she's become a completely different person and is very self-centered. She only thinks of herself.
Okay.
She claims she thinks of our son, but she skipped his last football game to go get drunk, and she's just hanging out with a bad crowd.
And that's so sad. And that's been for how long now?
6 months.
6 months. So does she have anything to do with the son at all?
Oh, yeah. Yep, we have shared custody. Every 5 days we switch with him.
Okay. And so when you switch, do you have any kind of communication with each other at all?
Brief.
Brief. And so there's really no communication taking place between the two of you?
Not currently. Now, we were
until
before she found out that I was talking to this friend.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it.
Right. So are you beating yourself up now, my friend?
Definitely. But I realize I can't keep looking back, and I have to forge a way forward. I'm currently on week 3 of the Save My Marriage program.
Good. Okay. Well, I do suggest you stop beating yourself up. Whatever, I mean, nobody does things perfectly. I don't care who they are. And sometimes some of us do things that are really, really stupid. I'm not saying you did, but I certainly have. Okay? If that meant that it was impossible to put marriages back together, then no marriage would get back together. You understand? Because a lot of people do a lot of screwy things. Even good people do sometimes things that are just bad. So here's the deal. First of all, if she's out exploring other lifestyles right now, you say she's become very self-centered, you say she's went off and got drunk rather than going to your son's game, etc., then if she's doing that, then she's exploring some things. You see, the general principle is this. People don't leave what they have unless they believe what they're going to is better. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean it's necessarily better, but they believe that it's better. And sometimes people leave for another person, for example. Sometimes people leave because this relationship was just so bad they want out of it. Sometimes people leave because of the fact that they start exploring a lifestyle that, at least in the short term, becomes pretty interesting to them because it's not the way they've been living. And so in their viewpoint, that lifestyle is better than what they left. That may be what's going on with her right now. And this thing about, you contacting the other woman, that's over. I'm assuming you're not involved with her anymore. Is that correct?
No, yes, correct. I cut off all communication altogether. And the other woman, said it was a good idea.
Okay, well, good. Well, since you're already in the online program, you understand we talk about the thing called PIES, physical, intellectual, emotional, spiritual. Work on those. Work on those. Just keep working on you. Right now, while she's doing that, and I know it's awfully difficult to be patient, and sometimes it's like, tell me what I can do to make things change right now. Unfortunately, things often don't change right now. It doesn't mean they won't change. It just means they're not going to change in the short term. So as you continue to work on those things called PIES, and we'll tell other people watching in a minute how they can find out about that, then also anytime she communicates with you, and sooner or later that's going to start happening in all likelihood, when it does, just remember to be that safe place. I don't mean you become, the doormat that she walks on. I don't mean that. But I mean that where you become understanding and compassionate and listening and etc. And if you let yourself beat yourself up too much about having communicated with that other woman, it's going to affect the way you think about you, which is definitely going to negatively affect your own PIES and negatively affect your ability to be that safe place. So as best you can, my friend, get over that. It's done, it's over, don't live in the past. And when those opportunities begin to present themselves, and the fact that you've got a child means that they very likely will happen at some point, then you be that safe place. But right now, in the short term, all you can do is work on you and be patient, my friend. And I know you don't want to hear that. I know everybody wants this magic answer. But that's all you can do right now is work on you and be patient. Okay?
Okay. I will try my best.
Okay.
I have a hard time giving her space that she wishes.
Yeah, I know. Particularly when they're doing things that you don't think they should do, like going out and getting drunk. It can be really, really hard. But is she, in her heart, a good person?
Yes, that's why I'm sticking with it. I've heard you say it many times. She's a good person who's in a bad way right now.
Okay, then she's worth waiting on, my friend. She's worth waiting on.
You can do it, John.
You can. Hey, we're on your corner, buddy.
We are.
Okay?
Thank you for calling.
Thank you, and I hope we can come to your
love
marriage
to see you.
rescue.
Would love to meet you.
Yes,
Yeah,
love to
thank
have
you
you
very
on our
much, sir.
workshop. Thank you, John.
All right.